Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to Chillin
And Chismeando.
I'm YAYA.
And I'm B.
And I'm Sangai.
Hey.
Who's that? Who's that?
That guy.
Who's that guy?
Welcome to episode 8.
Yes, welcome.
So, what are we talking
Oh,
about? I have some chisme about the haunted building I was talking about.
Oh, yeah, some follow-up?
I do.
What?
So,
You went back.
yeah, I worked there. So, after we were talking about the whole chisme of the haunted building, and I was asking, like, the coworkers and, if they experienced stuff, and they said, yeah. Well, so Fridays, nobody works there. It's just me by myself.
Really?
At a
Why?
building. Huh?
Well, it's just that's how the schedule is set up?
It's weird. Even, like, Giselle in a different building, that's just how it is. Like, one person at one building.
It's a skeleton crew.
Yeah, mind you, it's like, I don't know, depending on the building, there's like, I don't know, 30 people in a building. But yeah, one.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, la la la, having a good time. I get to one building and I enter, and I don't know, just something about it. I'm just not okay. Again, I don't know if I'm just paranoid or what, but as I was doing my work and everything, I heard footsteps. And I was nope. So I walked out, right? Walk out, I sit down, and I'm like, you know what? I can't do this. Like,
Who are you talking to?
Talking to myself and everything. So then Giselle calls me, and I put her on my headphones, and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, bitch, I can't be in this building. Like, I just can't. I heard somebody walking. There's nobody here. You know that there's nobody here. And she's like, okay, so I was going to tell you something. And I'm like, what? I think my building's haunted too, because I could have sworn, Yaya, I saw a figure pass by, and I did not look. I didn't. You know us. We're not gonna go search.
Oh no, I don't investigate. I run.
We're not white. Just kidding. But yeah. So I ignored it. Whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get it done. Like, stop being a bitch. Get in the building. Here I go. So I get in the building, and all of a sudden, I'm doing my work. Everything's fine, and the doors just freaking wide open and close. I was like, nope, that's it. So I step outside, and I'm like, I'm literally sitting there for 4 hours. I'm like, nah, like, I ain't doing that. And
how tall are the floors, or how tall is the building? How many floors?
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking you're doing a skyscraper. I don't know why I'm thinking you're doing like the Twin Towers.
I was at the bottom of the floor, but I was just like, no, that I'm not cool with it. No, thank you. I don't want nothing to do with it. Don't come for me. So Giselle, I hear her manager comes in and checks on her and says, hey, I can hear him on the phone. Hey, has experienced anything yet on that building? And like, I'm listening, and I was like, this son of a gun, like, he even knows. And Giselle's like, yeah, she has here and there. And he's like, wow. And
so thank God it's not me. He said,
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. And I'm not kidding you, B. I sat outside, but I don't care. I sat outside, and he would come back and forth, like, checking on me and checking on Giselle. But every time he came, I just, like, ran through the bushes and just went back into the building, waited till he came, and like, everything cool, like, everything's fine. And he took off, and I would come back out like, no, like, bitch, you ain't paying me this much.
Oh my God.
So that whole freaking Friday was just horrible. I could not, like, there was no I told Giselle, hey, come get me, because I'd rather just work with you. And boom, that's that. So I went with her, and then we run into the guy. There was a guy there. And he was like, he was asking questions like, hey, so you work, what building do you work? I was like, 26. He's like, a la madre. Like, I was like, what? Yeah, you don't even got to tell me. I know. And he's all like, yeah, like, I've seen.
We have a question. Is there a building 13?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Okay,
usually people, it's an omen. So, like, there's no 13th floor on the elevator. There's no 13th seat on the plane.
Oh,
there's no
fun fact.
Yeah.
No, there is.
It's I guess I don't know if it's omen, but it's superstition, So building 13, I'm surprised that's not haunted.
yeah, I don't know. He was telling me, he's like, yeah, like a lot of things have happened in different buildings, but for some reason, 26. That building, 26 and 27,
because they're like super. Plus 13 is 26. Calm
down. Double the evil. So I'm like, he was like, yeah, because 26 and 27, they're right next to each other. Like, you could literally walk 20 seconds to the next building.
Okay.
They're attached. But he was saying, for some reason, those buildings, he says that there's even security guards that, like, quit the job because of it. Yeah.
Do you think anyone died?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, for sure. Something had to happen. Anyways, long story short, I quit that job because of that. So I was like, no, boy, bye. Like,
you're not catching me. I will not be haunting those walls.
Nope. So I was like, I didn't even tell them the reason why. I was just kind of like, hey, you know what? My car doesn't really work. I don't want to be stressing back and forth, trying to figure out how to get here, you know? Mm-hmm. And then Giselle started laughing because she was like, yeah, we had a meeting the next day or 2 days later, and they were asking about you, like, damn, she didn't even come back, like, da-da-da. I was like, like, and I was like, I was going to tell them why. No show. Giselle was like, I was going to tell them why, but I was like, for what? You know, like.
It's ghost. It's a slash thingy slash.
Yeah. So, that's my chisme.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Oh.
I have a little bit of chisme, though.
What?
It's a little, but you know, get your teas. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was funny because you know, I have my lash clients and stuff like that, and I'm really reasonable with people that message me and say, hey, can I change my appointment? Can I reschedule? Like, I know life happens. Like, I will work with you, and I won't charge you. I won't charge you a late fee. I don't know if I should be advertising this or anything, but you know, I won't charge you a rescheduling fee, a cancellation fee. I'll honor your $20 deposit for the next day, as long as you tell me with time. Like, if you tell me, like, in the morning and your appointment's at 2 p.m., it gives me opportunity to fill it, right? And so I had this one lash client, and first appointment, like, we hit it off, like most of my lash clients. And she really loved her lashes. She even was like, wow, like, I love the way I look. And, you know, this is exactly what I've been asking for. And, you know, I'm going to keep coming back. And I'm like, yes. And she's like, you know, what do you recommend in 2-3 weeks? And I said, yes.
Is this like a complete stranger?
Yeah.
Cool,
like,
cool.
I get new clients, but this was a while back. Right. Okay. And then so she would message me, hey, and she's so sweet. Hola, hermosa. How you doing?
Okay, you compliments.
And I'm like, hi, like, how can I help you? And so I matched the energy, right? And you know, she's like, oh, can I have an appointment for this time and this day? And I'm like, of course. And usually, once you become my regular, I don't require deposits. Right. Like, I trust you at a certain point, right? You know, once you come like the third, fourth time, I won't. I'll just reschedule.
Don't burn your bridge.
Yeah. So I tell her, yeah, you know, have it in. I have you scheduled because I already have their contact information saved on when they first come. Mm-hmm. So all they do is just put their name. They get an email. They get a reminder, and they know where I live. They know where I lash, and you know, so she told me, and then she tells me like an hour before, hey, I'm so sorry, I have to reschedule. Something came up. I go, you know what? It's okay. I get it. Life happens.
Right.
And I take those as breaks, you know? So then I'm like, okay. And she's like, but can you schedule me for Tuesday, which is like 2 days from there? And I said, okay, yeah, Tuesday, 4 p.m. Perfect. And then again, she messages me, I am so sorry. Something came up. Can you take me at 6 p.m. instead of 4 p.m.? And I said, you know what? That's fine. I reschedule, you know, and it does cut into late time, right? So I'm like, yeah, of course. And then 6 p.m. rolls around. I am so sorry. I'm going to have to reschedule for tomorrow, but I can't go past tomorrow because then I'll look ugly or whatever. And I said, well, show up to your appointment. No, I was kidding. So I'm like, yes, tomorrow, that's fine. You know, till 10 a.m. Like, these are all weird numbers, right? I'm like, yes, I'll reschedule you 10 a.m. You know, no worries. I totally get it. And then that same night or the day before, she'll message me, oh, I can't do 10 a.m. You know, so it was like a lot of that. Then I'm like, so I did like one schedule. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not going to just message her back, whatever. So I kind of like left her on red. Like, she's like, hey, I really need an appointment by today. I can't go past like every day was like by today. I can't go past today or whatever. Yeah. And at that certain time, I'm like, I don't know how serious you are. And at that point, you're taking slots that I can fill for people. Yeah. Like, I literally, some of the slots that she asked, I told people, oh, that's filled. You have to wait or, you know, push them back.
I feel like a lot of people don't realize that, where, you know, it's affecting you, you know, your time, my money. Your money. You could have had people booked in already. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if to her it was like, like this. Whatever.
She's a hairstylist.
What?
She's a service girly. So that's why I was like, of all people, she should know. And you know what I assumed later, like days later, or even months later, maybe she kept rescheduling because she was getting clients. And so she's like, oh, I can't make it anymore. Like she could, but that don't
affect my business.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But that's what I was assuming. Something. These are weird numbers, or like they're not always 9 to 5. So, like she couldn't make to some of the ones that, and these were times that she was suggesting. I was like, yeah, I'll work with you. Like I don't even have a 6 p.m. appointment available on my booking site. I worked with her. I even do an 8 p.m. one
you're
time.
Too sweet.
I know.
Yeah.
Last time I did a 6 a.m. appointment. You know, I really do work with people. Like, I really do.
Especially because it's your customers. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I get it. Stuff happens. Like, I've missed stuff. Things come up out of your control, whatever. But at a certain point, like, I'm not going to be able to accommodate. Like, I'm not going to, in other words, I'm not going to think that you're serious, right? So, anyways, that happened. And I kind of, like, ghosted her, and I didn't message her back, and then she got the hint, so she never messaged me back either, or whatever. And then this was like maybe 3-4 months ago. Oh, okay. Right? And then I recently started going to the gym, right?
Did you see her? Oh no!
And I never go to the gym. I just happened to go to the gym, and went with another lash client who's been really, really sweet. She's been going with me for months now. And and I don't, when I go to the gym, when I barely start, I just do cardio because I don't want to overwhelm myself. Yeah. So then she's like, no, let's do weights. Like she's been pushing me. I'm like, so she's like, we're just gonna do a squat bar. We'll just do 2 workouts and we leave. And I'm like, fine. So then we go to the squat bar and she asks, we see a gym bag on the floor to the squat bar. And I'm like, my lash client was like, are you using this? And there's a girl walking up, and I turn over. I'm like, oh shit, that's her. Like I'm literally asking her, and she sees me, but I don't know if she recognizes me. But she does not give me like a smile. Like she's very serious. But you know how gym people,
they're just in there to get,
yeah. It's not like hi, like so she just and then she looks at me like,
what if she did remember you like this?
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, and I'm like. Oh my God. So I'm like, and so I'm up here like with my back, and my lash client doesn't even know what's going on. We're like, okay, she says after her last set, she'll let us know. And I'm like, okay, you ready to go? You ready to go? And
awkward.
So I go, I have cheese, man. And she's like, what? I go, I can't tell you right now. And she was like behind us, like, I can't tell you. And then the lash client's like,
bitch, play cool.
But no, the lash client was like, just tell me what happened. I'm like, it's about the girl behind us. I'm like,
no. Oh my God.
So anyways, I ended up telling her. But yeah, and I told her what happened too. And she's like, no, you work with me. Like I have a lot of my regulars reschedule or things happen, and I look out for them. So I understand.
Funny, that just
I was like,
awkward.
Like my gym or my area, but you know what? A lot of my lash clients are within my area. So
okay. That makes sense.
I'm sure there's neighbors that come, and I'm like, I told Saul, don't cut off anybody around here, especially the girls.
Oh my God. Speaking of the gym. So I have my cousin who I needed someone to kind of give you that motivated push, like, bitch, go. Mm-hmm. Well, he's really into gym right now. He's really trying to get himself in shape. He looks really good. Like he's on the point where 6-pack and everything. So myself goes like, kind of sends him a message and be like, hey Primo, you look really good for you, like, man, I wish I could get there. And he's like, well, if you want, I can help you out. And I was like, oh, okay. He's all like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a list of what you should eat. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I was like, that's really what I need. I just need someone to push me. I know I'm grown, but that's what it is. I'm lazy, I don't want to get up, blah blah blah. So he gives me the list, and this whole week he's been hitting me up every day, like,
be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. What are you eating? What's going on? How are you? What's your daily progress report? And I'm just like, oh damn, like he really is on my ass, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I do love it because I already lost like 2 to 3 pounds. So yeah, nice. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This week he was like, okay, so check it out. Why don't we go hiking together? Right? Are you down? And I was like, yes. Yeah, that voice. But deep down inside, no.
You're like, block.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, we can go. And I was like, okay, but it's fine. I'll go. He sends me the time schedule, 6:00 in the morning. And I was like, okay, but fuck it, whatever. So I
6:00 in the morning to go hiking.
Yeah.
Isn't that when the mountain lions come out?
Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding.
So it was actually today. I completely forgot about the whole hiking thing because life is happening.
Yes. And who remembers a hike?
Right. Not a favorite thing to do.
That's a chore.
Yeah. So my cousin Karina hits me up and she's like, because I normally talk to her throughout the week, and she's like, oh babe, I talked to Angelito and he told me that you're going on this hike. Like, she literally reminded me yesterday, and I was like, fuck yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. Let me get my stuff ready, right? And then he hits me up later that day. He's like, Prima, don't forget, like, what time, what's going on.
I've been ready, sir. I'm ready.
Right,
Are you ready?
I
was about to text you.
Since last week, bro.
Get off my back.
So then he hits me. I'm like, yeah, I'm there. Don't worry. So in the morning, I put an alarm on because... Good for me, though, because at my old job...
You're used to that time.
Yeah, I'm used to the time. So I tell myself, okay, I'm going to set up an alarm. It's 4:00, right? And I'm looking at the clock. It's 4:15. I'm like, I can snooze a little bit more. So I snooze, right? And then I wake up. I didn't even hear the alarm, but it was 5:20 at that point. I was like, oh, shit. I jump out of bed. I put my clothes on, and I freaking bounce, like, straight to it. He's, like, texting me. He's like, hey, are you up? Am I going by myself? What's going on? And I'm like, nah, I've been ready. Let's go. Just kidding. No, I was over here struggling.
I know.
So I get there, and he brings me a water bottle and everything. I'm like, oh, cool.
You didn't even bring yourself a water
bottle?
No,
I completely...
You weren't prepared, lying ass.
I know.
You just ratted yourself to him. You're like, oh, thank you. I already have mine, but I'll take that one.
Yeah. I wish. No, I told him, I was like, I forgot my water. So he got me one. But anyways, I really did appreciate it because we were walking and he has the mindset of just being so positive. Like, he's on good energy, good spirit. Good. He's just like...
I'm going to need a list of whatever he listens to, whatever TED Talk he listens to or books.
I was like, dude, you should be like a coach trainer. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Like a motivational speech or a life coach.
A life coach. Yes, that's what it is.
Y'all start with me.
No, yeah. I told him this, and he's all like, "Yeah, you know what? I mean, I'm helping you out. I'm helping another friend. If it goes well, we'll see." Because I know that he has not a car company. He has a carpet company
that cleans.
And then the breeding for bulldogs.
Oh wow, 2 different things.
And I was just like, damn, but I'm like, look at you. I think you could do the whole motivating thing too, the life coach. And he's all like, I'll think about it. If God opens the doors, then we'll see.
It'll happen. That's good that he'll start off with you, and if you can get your life together.
Right. It took me 2 years, and this dude comes in. It's like.
Oh my God, carpet cleaner. I wonder if he does stairs because I have carpet on my stairs, and I wonder how much he prices.
Oh, I don't know. Hey, how much do you?
Give us a little discount. I'm just kidding. No, I don't. I'm a service person, so I get it.
He'll let us know. But yeah. So as we're walking the whole hike, he was just telling me certain things that I was like, damn, like, again, super motivated, super positive. He's like, Mika, it's there. You just got to go grab it. You want a good body, you really need to work. Nothing's handed to you. Like, even with business, like, what are you doing financially? How are you getting yourself? He was just going on saying, like, hustle mode, like, turn it on.
And Yaya's over here trying to survive each step.
Oh, for real. I'm like this on water.
Yo, what'd you say?
And so as I'm going up, though, I'm dying, B. Yeah. Like, I am like, my heart felt like it was coming out of my chest. Jeez. And he was over here having a whole conversation with me.
He's all doing squats as he...
Yeah. He's over here. He's like...
I know, right? Lunges. So, when?
Weights. Yeah. And he did have like a weight... what do you call those? Weight vests or whatever? Yeah, he had one on, and I was like... And he's talking to me like nothing.
I call them shackles.
Shackles.
Prison gear.
Right. So, yeah, he was just like nothing. I'm over here dying, like... I felt like a bulldog.
I know.
Myself, like...
We chihuahuas right here.
And he would be like, Prima, you good? And I don't know, it made me feel like a bitch. Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just dying. Just leave me here on the floor.
People do this.
for fun. Our ancestors did this.
For food. I can't even walk to the stove.
To cross this country, screw that.
I know, right? I gotta do that. I'll stay here.
So, yeah, we finally. So no, he actually lets me take like a 10-minute break because I was really dying. I was in my mind, I was like, "Fuck this shit! I don't want to do this no more." Like,
Yeah,
why did I
get the
come?
helicopter.
And then he starts telling me, he's like, "Look, when you have that negative mindset, you gotta put it as like maybe let's just say that your son Angel is on top of that mountain and he needs you." And he's, he could fall off the mountain.
And yeah, was like, da, da, da.
I was like, damn it. Like, yeah, here we go.
Still no.
Sorry, son.
Sorry. What are you doing up there?
Right.
You put yourself up there, you put yourself down.
Huh. Tell your daddy to go get you because I left him in his hands.
It's his weekend. I don't got kids. Oh my God.
So then he starts telling me like certain things like that, like, whatever is meaningful to you, you got a picture that's on top of the mountain. You're blocking your own blessings, doing that. So I'm like, well, damn. I was like, okay, but let's go. He's like, come on, let's keep walking. So we walk. I finally make it,
What trail place? Or what is it? Torrey Pines?
No, Miguel Mount. Or
Mount
Miguel.
Miguel?
Yes.
Like what? I've heard of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my brother's name. That's where I heard it.
Yeah, so we finally get to the top and, we take our picture. I take a picture of the view and then we go down. That's the most easiest part. Like, I enjoyed that really well. Then he starts telling me about, like, reading some books, hear him on Audible. You just got to keep
I have
pushing
Audible
it.
on. Mm-hmm. And every time I get that freaking monthly subscription, I'm like, fuck, I didn't listen to any book this week. I go, should I cancel it? No. It's only $16.
Oh, I love Audible. I screw the hell out of them. Like,
yeah,
I'll buy a book. I'll return it.
Excuse me?
What should you say?
What do you have on your contact list?
So, yeah, I'll buy a book and I'll return it. Buy a book, return it. Yeah, like,
Oh, you little scammer.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you got to get everything you can, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're still charging me, so.
Oh, they're still okay.
Yeah, no, but I take full advantage because I think you get like 3 credits or whatever.
Yeah, I think you get a credit per month, but when you first sign up, I forgot, but I have all these credits built up that I have not even. I don't need to do that.
He's like
200 credits.
I was just going to say 500, but yeah, like what? So yeah, once that was done, it felt so great because we finished around like 6:50, almost close to 7, I think. And it had my mind like, okay, what's next? Let's go. And then I was like, okay, we got to record today. We got to do all kinds of things. And I pretty much finished all of them. So I just feel like, whoo, accomplished. So yeah, and I told them, I was like, let's do it next week. See if I won't be dying the second time.
Keep going. That's actually the best thing because it's like you can't quit. Like you go on the treadmill in the gym. I'm like, oh, I want to do 30 minutes.
Yeah, you
15
can't
minutes.
stop.
I'm gonna stop.
Yeah,
I press the little stop button and I take off.
Like you're there.
You're there. You have to get back. Yeah. You don't got a helicopter. You don't got a private jet that can pick you up. Sorry.
Where's that sugar daddy at? Like,
well,
but yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's
hey,
good.
thanks.
It's like you check that box. And my lash client gave me that thing in my mind where she's like, every day you gotta check out a certain box. Check off a certain box. I did my fitness today, my family time today, my something with my son today. Yeah. So I'm like, oh.
He's like, I've been doing this all wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, when I go to the gym, even if it's like 30, 45 minutes, don't make fun of me back there because I don't go to the gym. I feel so amazing. Even though I just did like 30, 45 minutes, I checked my box for the day.
You started? You barely started? Or
Yeah, this week.
Yeah.
I'm acting all tough, but I just started this week. Well, I actually started 3 weeks ago. I'm like, wow. No, I started 3 weeks ago, but going every day, this just started this week.
Oh,
So
good for you.
3 weeks ago, I was just doing Mondays and Fridays.
Okay.
And then this week I've done Monday, Tuesday, yesterday I did not go. Yeah, yesterday I did not go. I couldn't go. But yeah. So and then today I'm gonna go.
I did see you walking a little funny the other day. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I was at your house. You're like,
yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
I haven't done a workout. I've been doing cardio. But when my lash client goes with me, she's like, do it. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh.
Okay.
Háblame con amor.
I know, right? You get more when you're sweet. Ask it. No, I like even she texts me, you're gonna go this Friday, right? I'm like, oh shit.
That's how. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how.
Maybe that's how I need to listen. I don't listen.
No,
to
I
people.
feel like
You're like, did you perhaps? I go, perhaps not.
Perhaps not. You give attitude back.
I know, right? Who are you? Who are you?
No, maybe that's why like we like the bad life.
Mm-hmm.
People
Yeah,
talking
hit me.
to you. Yeah.
Spank me. She spanks me when I'm on a treadmill. She'll get on there. I'm like, okay, yes.
Yes, mommy.
Yeah, she hits me from the top.
Yes, daddy.
Like she's starting like the caballo, right? She's just like, I'm like, clunk, 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 clunk.
Even the horses, you know how the horses would get all shocked, like,
Yeah,
he's
like, like, okay.
Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
gosh.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
It's been a good week.
No, it's been a great week. I feel energized. I feel motivated. I'm really happy that, you know, my cousins come in and help me with that, because I even wrote myself a vision board, what I want.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love doing that.
Yes.
I love
You
it.
know, I have certain things that I want that I ask God for, and I wasn't even looking for it. Like he, you know, just simple conversation saying, hey, how you doing? And boom, we're on it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
I'm just, 1 minute later, you're on fucking hiking Mount Everest. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, he also told me that too. He's like, this week, just plan your week out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay.
What? What is that? Okay.
Okay.
I plan the
so-
week, but I don't do the plan.
Yeah.
Tell him that's how do I get there? Ask him that question. What's
let
his
him
name
know.
or what's his
Angel. Yeah.
Angel.
Mhm.
Angel. I'm a planner and I plan. I make lists. I plan every day. Monday I'm gonna do this.
She
and that.
does. She has like her planner and everything all organized and everything.
But I don't do it. Like I'll do one thing. I'm like perfect.
Well, he says that once you start working on yourself
Yeah.
physically, then you're going to be
Oh,
motivated. And that's
yes.
when it's going to kick in the energy and all that stuff. You feel good, you're going to want to, you know.
Okay. Yeah. So I've been. So next week I'm gonna try to mimic this week. So
I'm
it's
so
been
sorry,
good.
cousin. You told me to do squats and push-ups, and I haven't.
Oh, she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it after this.
He's going to put her foot on my back like,
Uh-huh.
bitch, go.
Mhm. That's how me. That's me later. This cat just falls asleep anywhere.
My little hemis.
But yeah.
I was like, oh, what? What happened?
Oh.
So today's topic. Okay. So B, jobs.
Yes.
What was your first job?
Ooh, my first job actually is so crazy because that job changed my life.
No
I would have
way.
not been here.
Really? What was your first job?
La Fiesta
Oh,
supermarket.
the marketplace. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Why do you think
I
it changed your life? Or-
Because I would have never met Saul. I would have never been here.
What?
So
Chisme. A ver.
So La Fiesta is a supermarket. It's a Mexican supermarket. And there's like 7+ locations in San Antonio. And I lived one right down the street from my house.
Okay.
And this is a time where I was 16. I wanted to work like immediately. And they hired me on the spot.
Okay, Miss Independent.
I started going to interviews at 15. I thought I can lie about my age. Yeah.
It didn't work?
No, it didn't work. They're
okay.
like, where's your driver license? Or I'm like, huh? Or your ID. I'm like, what's that? I have my school ID. But, or they're like, what's your birthday? Anyways, so I worked there, my very first job, and I met all my lifelong friends. Like one of my best friends that's still my best friend till this day worked there. We had a whole girl crew. And
cool.
One of my other best friends that's, I'll call her Laura. The best
Okay.
friend that had the falling out. That knows Saul.
Yeah.
So that was great. So I met her there, and I learned a lot at that job. Like that was like your first job to learn everything. I feel like customer service. I learned more Spanish. Met a lot of people, and I was pretty outgoing from the beginning too, but that kind of made you talk to people. And then they gave me a lot of responsibility off the bat. Like I was already 17 handling the vault and the fucking customer service thing where I'm doing like money orders, Western Union transfers.
Dang, okay.
Yeah, so that was like
Okay.
the very first job I've ever had, like where they're like, oh, you trust me? And I remember my manager was like, oh, I guess they let anyone here. But I think I got the job because the managers were perverts.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sex sells.
Well, I was 15. I was 16 years
El
old.
cochinos.
But I was, so anyways. But the reason why I say changed my life because I met Laura, and Laura introduced me to Saul. And if I didn't get that introduction.
Okay. I guess she's not a sorry. Just kidding.
Thank you for that. And I wouldn't have been here. So yeah, La Fiesta. And then I've had my past BFs too there.
Oh, okay.
So that was like, and I almost wasn't. I really wanted to work at McDonald's, or I wanted to work at another like a. You know how Vaughn's and Albertsons, it's like a grocery store, but it's not like a Mexican. It's not like I guess what is it, Manolos?
Oh yeah.
So Manolos is like La Fiesta. That's like
okay.
equivalent. And then the next
So you
up,
wanted to work like Smart and Fine or something like
yeah,
that?
exactly.
Like Americanized kind of.
I wanted to work at HEB. That's one of the supermarkets
okay.
there. It's like a higher, but because they do take care of their employees. It's a really great company.
Cool.
La Fiesta ain't shit. Like, I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's just a little rinky dink, you know, and I wanted to work at other places, but they didn't hire me because no experience. I was young, still in high school, limited availability. So La Fiesta was like, we'll hire you. So I almost didn't even, my mom was like, why don't you just work there? And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. And it was only like 7 minutes from my house, so I can walk home.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, yeah. Even though my mom still charged me gas every week. I was like, when are you picking me up? But anyways, what about you? What was your first job?
My first job, it was a store called 9 West. It was a shoe store. And, yeah, it was a sales.
Oh, 9 West. Okay, I know 9 West. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I used to buy their shoes and everything. Yeah, but nothing crazy. It was just like a...
How old were you?
I think I was 18, 19. No, I was 19 because I was when I was 18. When I got out of high school, I was actually helping my cousins babysit their kids.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they would still pay me, but, you know.
That was your first, like, money.
Yeah. But paycheck, like, actual company was 9 West. Yeah.
Okay. Did you like it? Customer service?
I liked it because everybody was really nice. I just didn't like the drive because I lived here and it was, like, almost, like, 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Hell nah, girl. All my jobs I've worked in are, like, less than under 15 minutes away from me. I worked and lived in my same neighborhood for many years.
Really? Look at you.
And then I'm here
like, if it past 15 minutes, I ain't doing it.
Yeah, it's too far. Bye. I want to interview.
What about the second job?
Second job after that, I applied for Bank of America. I was a teller.
Oh, okay. Did you like that one?
I loved it. I love counting money, and I was like, dude, this can buy this. This can buy me this.
That guy's
this
a
can buy
sugar
me
daddy.
this.
I can see his bank. I can see how much money he makes. Okay, boo, I see you.
I'm like, ooh, hi. But yeah, I worked at Bank of America again, 7 minutes away, one exit away from my house. It's our neighborhood, and a lot of my family from my mom's side all lived in the same neighborhood. So I saw all my tias and tios at the supermarket and the bank. So they're like, "Oh, you're here now, mija." So I'm like, "You're here." So yeah, it's all in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, you didn't bring me lunch.
Like, you know, I work here. I know, right? Zip code 782. Your balance says you can. Like,
oh, yeah, negative.
And my mom's so sweet. 10. When I turned a year there at the bank, she brought me a cake. Aww. And I was like, oh my God. You know how you're embarrassed, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, but I met a lot of good people there. I'm still friends with a lot of people there too. Bankers, floor managers. I was the teller, especially. I love the drive-through. So I was like counting money, like, what is it? Companies, like large companies, gas stations, like in the surrounding area would come and do their drop-offs there. So I would be in charge of counting and, you know, taking people in, deposits. And I was quick with it. Like, I was like in and out. But then the reason why I left was because they started getting aggressive with sales, and we wouldn't get any commission off those sales. They're like, you need to sell these 2 products a day. Oh. And I was like, okay. You know, and I did it. My biggest thing was selling credit cards. Like, I was able to get people to sign up for credit cards. And then after a while, I'm like, they close the drive-thru so they can force people to come inside to be like, we need to sell on them. And I was like, this is grimy. Like, I didn't like it. So I was there for about, I think, 2.5 years. 2.5 years at Bank of America. So, which I did learn a lot. Good. I did dress. That's how I learned how to dress professional, was that job. Because you had to be heels, skirt,
I've seen all the bank tellers.
Top. Yeah.
They look like lawyers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, getting paid regular.
Just kidding. So sad.
But
hang in there, guys.
I had a good time. What about you?
I feel like you go from experience, though. You know.
Yep.
So my second job, actually, I got tired of driving all the way over there, so I applied at. It was called Chic. I got it. I think I was there for like 3 to 4 years. Oh. Yeah, I was a key holder and all that, and then which I met a lot of cool people. Actually, I still talk to those people till this day. My friend Derek is that's where I met him. We worked together, and yeah, it was cool. And then they ended up transferring me they did a transfer up in Chula Vista Mall. And that mall was dead at the time. There wasn't really nothing going on for it because Plaza Bonita opened, so everybody was over there at Plaza Bonita.
Yeah.
So they gave a meeting. They're like, hey, we're gonna transfer you to Chula Vista, you know, because you're Hispanic, you can probably bring in sales. And I remember sitting there telling, I was like, oh, I don't perform miracles. If this mall's dead, like, don't count on me. You ain't coming after me for commission and paycheck and all that. Nope.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a little feisty. But after that, I got tired of it because it was just, there was it was a dead end. There was nothing else here for me. I learned a lot, my customer service skills, and I was like, okay, it's time to move on. And then I jumped to O'Reilly's.
Oh.
Yeah, completely different.
Yeah. Wow. So you were service. So after Bank of America, I went to another bank called BB&T, and it was a new bank. Same as a teller, but that's when I got into my fitness goals. So because it was a new bank, I really didn't have that much customers, and I was the only teller. Oh, okay. So I would come in the morning part-time, and this is when I started college. So I was part-time BB&T, and then the other time I worked in college as a librarian aide part-time. And then I went to
your resume looks real good right now.
Wait for it. I just kidding. No, but after that, that is when I went to another bank. I went to IBC Bank, but I was internal. So I was executive assistant for one of the auditor or the executive vice president in the auditing department.
Oh, okay.
So I was executive assistant, but boy, did I learn so much. It was so embarrassing. I was just talking about this to one of my last clients. Like, let me just tell you, you become great in a sense where you learn from your mistakes.
Oh, okay.
So I had a lot of embarrassing moments, especially in the professional world, in the corporate world. A lot embarrassing. Like, for one example, I'm an executive assistant. My job is to make sure the person that I'm working under or providing support has their calendar down. They know what meetings I prepare them for their meetings. I do like the little admin work for them.
Okay.
And then they know, and that way they just come into the meeting, get in and get out, and they handle like the important shit, right? Mm-hmm. And then I organize like office stuff or whatever. And one story real quick, the director that I worked under, he was like, what do I have going on for today? And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know. And he was so nice. He was very nice with me. And then like, he was like, okay. And then like, cause he was in the middle of going to a meeting. And then I'm like, oh my God.
It clicked to you?
It clicked. I was like, I'm in charge of his fucking calendar. Of course I'm supposed to know.
Oh no. And he didn't tell you? What a sweetheart.
He's a sweetheart. I know. And then I made some other mistakes there too. I just learned a lot. Let me just say, like, embarrassing. That was
your boss then. Kind of like, hey, what a cool boss. A la bestia. Sorry, we were just talking about haunted stories and you like popped out of nowhere. I was like, what?
Girl, so what about you after O'Reilly?
I was a driver at O'Reilly's, and that was pretty fun because I got to see.
What's a driver at O'Reilly's?
So other mom and pop shops, they call O'Reilly's when they need parts. So they would give me the parts, and I was their delivery girl. So I would go deliver to these mechanics from different areas of the location. Mm-hmm. And this was actually my first job that was next to my house. Yeah, me and Lily used to work there.
Oh my God.
So I loved it because I got to meet everybody. Everybody would ask for me, like, hey, tell YAYA to bring me this. And I was like, hey. So when I kind of left the job, I was kind of bummed out because everybody was just so cool, you know? And I also realized that that's when my spark for cars started happening because when I would go in, they would like start working on. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like some of them would stop and be like, yeah, if you do
smelled
this.
oil and you're like,
bring it here, move aside.
I know, right? Move, bitch, you're doing that wrong. Use your elbow.
Right. So after that, I think I spent that for like 2-3 years, and then I got a call from my tia and says, hey, we need a driver in my dealership, and it was more pay. And that's why I didn't want to leave because I was really happy with all my customers and everything. But, I mean, we go to work for money. So
not for friendship.
Yeah. I was
friendship like, bye. Pay the bill. Sorry.
See ya.
Sorry.
So, and
after
yours, what's next?
I then I really wanted to get into HR. This is where my HR experience comes in.
Okay.
So I applied as an intern because it was hard to get into any place that hired you with no experience, especially in HR. They're like, we want someone that knows shit, right?
Yeah.
So the only place that would hire me, because everybody said no, I would like apply. And the only one that would hire me was this.
Question: why HR? I'm just like curious.
I don't know. My mom, she worked for HR. She took me to her job. She was working on a Saturday, and I just remember her like organizing papers and doing things. And like, okay, this needs to be done because if not, like you'll get in trouble. Like she was kind of explaining me stuff. So I was like, I like HR, and I don't know. That's why.
Okay.
So then I was like, you know what? HR is every company needs it.
Yeah.
There's always a department there. There's always a need. If they ever downsize, HR is not going to be one of them. And I just was thinking like money wise. So I looked at the jobs and I'm like, once you become an HR manager, once you become an HR director, it's like money, right? So that's what I was running for, right? Not because I did love everything about HR once I got in it, And so I applied for this Mexican restaurant. It's like a infamous restaurant in San Antonio, Texas, downtown, and it has a chain of restaurants.
Okay.
But the main one that everybody knows, this is where people go for their graduation celebration dinners. It's very authentic Mexican culture and all that stuff. So it was called Mi Tierra. And so there's 5 restaurants. It's Mi Tierra, La Margarita, Pico de Gallo, Viva Villa, and then the newest one is Mi Familia.
Oh,
those are all different restaurants, and 4 of the 5 are all downtown, right? So I applied. I applied as an intern. So, and it was only 2 months. So it was a temp, right? So I was like, whatever I have under my belt, I could put on my resume. So I was like filing and everything, and I kind of like hustled so much that they created a position for me, and they moved me up to HR coordinator.
Okay.
And then I kind of was there for another year, and they needed help with recruiting because it was like 5 restaurants. The Mi Tierra restaurant was 3 shifts, overnight, AM, PM. So it's a 24-hour restaurant that never closed.
Oh, okay.
So we needed to hire for several back of house staff, cooks, bussers, servers, all of that. So the recruiter left, and they moved me up to recruiter, and so I kind of was the only recruiter for all 5 restaurants, 700 employees.
Look at you. Okay, Miss Thing.
So I was there for about 5 years.
Wow.
So I kind of moved up in the ranks, and I quit because I wanted to get in real estate. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of working for people, and then I'm just on my set pay. I have a good work ethic, right? Yeah. And after a certain point, it's like, what are you getting paid for? I'm over here breaking my back, like not physically, but just like, oh, I'll do it. And like, I'm helping them run.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I want to get into real estate. And then COVID happened. So then,
damn. Was this still in San Antonio?
Still San Antonio. Okay. And then, COVID happened and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I had some savings. So I was able to I got into real estate. So I started
you hear that, guys? My girl can do it all.
And I was fortunate enough to get a house, flip it, all that stuff. So I was able to have some savings. This is all with my mom and my dad. They had rentals too. I helped manage them and all that stuff. And then I met Saul and I came here. And then, so I do have an HR background. When I came here, I wanted to start working. And again, while I was doing all that, I was still doing the beauty stuff. So I was doing makeup artistry on the side too. I started getting into lashing, but not like 100%. I was more makeup. So I kind of did it all at once. And then I came here and I was like, you know what? I can't build clientele right away. So I got back into the workforce and became an HR manager for one of the bosses that I'm a partner with my HR company now. So I worked with them as an HR manager here in San Diego. Had to learn employment law, California. It was a whole new, completely different. Yep. The same, right? Like the same structure, like in terms of you got to learn the law, see what's wrong, what's right, whatever, to stay compliant, but different. There's different regulations, different mandates and all that stuff. So I had to relearn that. And I really love them. These are my most favorite bosses I've ever worked with. Cool. But going back to Mi Tierra, when I was a HR intern and I moved up, she was the toughest boss I've ever worked for. And I'm thankful for that. Because she made you. Yeah, she made me she's like, do you know or what is it? She's like, are you asking or do you know? I'm like, oh, I know. And I'm like, she kind of made you like, don't come for me for questions. Come for me with solutions, and I'll tell you what to do. Ooh. So I was like, you know, I was like, okay, yes, ma'am. You know, and I was very like, I had that ambition to
got a
make
flashback of my mom coming at me.
I know, right? But I think she saw like promise in me. You know, if they don't see promise, they don't push you that hard. And she really did recognize my work ethic and move me up and all that stuff. But then, you know, fast forward to here, my bosses here really empowered me. They hung on to every word I said. So they're like, what do you think? We're going to go by you. And that was different. Whoa. I was like, oh, okay. Write them up. Fire him. Oh, okay. You're fired. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I was an HR manager for 2 years here, San Diego, California. And they unfortunately had to dissolve their business for other reasons. They kept me on. And, you know, that's when they have several businesses. Good for them. This couple that I worked for. And inspired me to be like, I want to start my own business. And I want to have several things going on, you know. So I know it sounds weird, but I'm a lash artist. And I also have an HR company.
She owns a podcast.
I was only supposed to be here for a month.
I know. Her story is so funny, guys. I was going to go back with my boyfriend.
I know. I was like, what's this?
Like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. That is crazy.
So that's kind of like my resume in a nutshell.
What had to be your favorite job?
I really love the HR manager that I was at their here.
The couple. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I learned a lot, and they gave me a lot of empowerment, which gave me a lot of confidence.
Cool.
To be like, you don't have to know everything.
Sometimes you need that, honestly. Mm-hmm. It's so my dealership, when I became a driver at the dealership, I ended up getting out of the driving area, and I got sent to the back counter. And again, I think they sent me back there because I'm a woman, and so I was a younger woman, and you know all the mechanics were nicer to me, so it bought them time. And then there was this one girl who came into the back counter area. She actually, so there was a dealership right next to our dealership, and she was a mechanic, and she comes in because she needed to borrow a tool from us or whatever, and she sees me, and I'm like, oh hey. And she was like, hey, mama, have you ever thought of maybe just pulling the trigger and doing it? I was like, honestly, I've never seen any mechanic girls besides you. Like, that's crazy. I thought about it, but I just thought, like, it just, I don't know, it'd be weird.
Yeah.
She's like, don't let these men scare you. That's what she told me, right?
How old was she, or how old did she look? Do you know?
She was probably the same, my age, because I think I was like 20. I was 23, 24 when I met her.
Okay.
Yeah. So then after that, her conversation was stuck in my head. I'm like, okay. And then what I did was I was very observant. I was like watching who was the baddest of the baddest mechanic, and I saw that it was my boss at the time. Everybody came and asked them a question like electrical work or transmission work or brakes. They would go ask him, and I was like, I'm gonna learn from that guy. Now he wasn't very talkative. He was to himself. He came to work. He honestly looks like a motorcycle type of dude with his beard and everything.
Oh, Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah, for sure. Tattoos and everything. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So I remember watching him, and when he walked into the back counter, I was like, good morning. And so he would be like surprised that, like, I was talking to him, and I was like, he would just say, oh, good morning. And so he would go back. Every day I would just be, hey, how was your day? Yeah, he's like, what's up? You know, because he came in with a strong personality, just like,
don't mess with me.
Yeah, I'm just here to get my shit done. So then every day I would just be so fascinated, like I want to learn. He would show up from 6 and then go home like around 8.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Did he get paid?
Yeah, he got paid.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, no.
Yeah. After that, I ended up just wanting to learn from him. So what I would do, once I closed up the shop, or not the shop, the back counter, I would go to him and be like, what are you fixing? And he would just be confused, like, do you need something?
Mind your business. I know, right? Is there a kitchen around here?
Yeah. So he was just confused. So I was like, I just want to know what you're fixing. And he's all like, oh, I'm doing this, this, and this. I was like, oh, okay. And so I would just watch him, and he would just like be like, okay, whatever, continue to work. So every day I would go to him and ask him every single day, like, what are you working on now? Why is this? Why does this connect to this? Like, and then he would explain to me, like, well, cars need gas, air, and spark, and he would show me how how an engine would work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so then it just caught my attention, and then from there, I had the ovaries to go and ask.
Not the ovaries. I'm dead. The ovaries with the fallopian tubes. I'm dead.
So I go in there and
Don't
I'm like...
make me slap you with my uterus.
Oh my gosh. I go into the front, like the service manager, and I was like, I want to be a technician. What's up? And I went in there lying about my pay rate, and they gave it to me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they gave it to me, and then from there, I ended up just continuing to, I don't know, by the good of grace of God, it just lined up. Like, I ended up being on his team, and then I just kept learning, and then he said that he was going to take off to another dealership, so I packed my stuff and I went with him.
No.
Yeah, and then from there, I was his helper, and then we became like this huge, it's because engine base, it's called heavy line. Mm-hmm. So we ended up becoming this heavy line team, and then another person came on our team, and then after that, when my son came around and I got married, like, that's where the juggle happened, trying to take care of your child and be a wife. It just wasn't happening anymore. And then my separation, I was like, I can't handle it. Like, it's too much. I think I started putting my personal life into my work life, and then I was messing up so much. I was like, I can't do it no more. So then I let go of that job. They called me back to see if I wanted to be a service advisor. So I did that. And then I was like, you know what? I'm done with this business. Like, let me go expand my knowledge somewhere else. Like, so then I left that for another company that I was at now. Yeah. So I've actually applied everywhere. It's crazy because I haven't even searched for a job, and I already have one. I start Monday.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
Yeah.
Because it's tough out there.
That's what, yeah, for some reason, like, I hadn't really struggled to look for a job. Mm-hmm. But it's great because there was a job that I really wanted that I applied for 3 weeks ago, and I haven't heard anything, and I got a call from them yesterday. So I was like, yeah. So, I mean, I won't get into too much detail,
Yeah. Just, like I was just telling Yaya off camera too, like, the good thing about some of the things that you do, you should always just kind of, at some things, especially if they haven't come to fruition, keep them to yourself, protect your energy, because, and I'm not saying that there's people hating or there's haters out there, but you just never know who, is there for you or not. And you don't want to say things before they even happen, because you want to make sure that you kind of have it in the bag. And then even when you do have it in the bag, like, work there for a little bit. And then you can say, well, oh, I do this,
It's funny that you say that, because that, I feel like that was one of the reasons why I left the dealership too, is because a lot of negativity was happening.
Yeah.
And I didn't need that.
Yeah.
And so, and not even purposely, people would just tell you, like, you can't do this, you can't do that. So then when I left, I wasn't even going to apply for that job that I really wanted, because I felt like I don't have experience in it. But I'm like, what am I talking about? If I can take an engine apart and put it back together, like, no one's going to tell me what I can and can't do.
Yeah.
And even if I don't get it, at least I went out there to go try. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with starting all over.
Yeah.
And getting that experience under your belt before you apply for that job. Because I have a lash client that told me, and she's like, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. Yeah. Like, you guys, or I'm in my 30s, you're in your 30s. So, my lash client's going to go back to school at age 50, in her 50s.
Oh, nice.
And she's already, she's an empty nester, so she's able to do so. And she's like, I feel kind of weird, but I'm like, you know what? Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm this age, and I can still reinvent myself. Who's going to tell me no? Why do I have to follow this path? So you can always reinvent yourself. Just because you were a mechanic, or just because I was in HR, or I was in real estate, whatever, you can reinvent yourself and do what you really want to do. That's okay. Like, and you can start from the bottom, as long as you have that goal to get to where you want to be. So maybe if you don't get the job, si Dios quiere, if you get the job, then that's great. If you don't, how can I qualify for that job next time?
Ooh, there you go.
And if you need to get like temp jobs or internships again,
try it all over again. Yeah, why not?
Nothing wrong with
why
that.
Not?
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, I have plan A, plan B, plan C. You know what I mean? If I don't get it, then my ass is going back to school.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There you go. So everyone out there, don't feel like don't compare yourself to other people, especially in social media. I've learned that that's all I've done my whole life is like, I needed to have this much money before I turn this. And I need to have a family before I turn 28. I need to have this before, and it doesn't pan out that way. And that's okay. Like, and my sister too, she's feeling it. And I told her, when you're in your 30s, you're still going to struggle. Like, it's never going to like life continues on, You gotta just keep pushing, just like your friend said. Your friend who's positive all the time. You have the positive mindset, then you're gonna be fine throughout the journey, and like appreciate this journey, because when you do make it, you're gonna be like, oh, I remember when I was like, fuck this and this and that. And
I enjoy, honestly, being in my 30s and kind of starting over, because I'm a little bit more wiser.
Yeah,
and I kind of already know. Yeah, more confident. Like I have a good resume, to be honest. So I don't know. Something about in your 30s, you kind of just shine more. I don't know.
Yeah. So use that.
And for your friend that's 50, that's
amazing. Yeah. Like I told her, I go
mighty fine like wine.
I know, right? It's never too late. As long as you're not like, if you can still see, you can still hear and speak.
Don't sit there and be miserable. Go do something about
Change
it. Because that was my struggle, thinking like, putting that victimized card on you and just like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. And they're like, Mamacita, wake up.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I've had several breakdowns. Like this whole, like yesterday. No, I'm just kidding. No, but we're not perfect,
at the gym.
I'll wear the Stairmaster with my freaking legs hitting the stairs. Like you're going to have breakdowns. You're going to have like low times. It's going to be hard. My brother told me this is like how you're like the true motivation or the true strength you have is how you pull yourself out of that.
Ooh, there you go.
I mean, it's easy to be motivated and great when things are happening great. Yeah, of course. You're easy to have a smile and easy to think positive when things are actually happening.
Right.
But the real true strength that you have is how you pull yourself when things are not going great.
Yeah.
And that is what I'm like. And he told me that many years ago. I was like, can you pass me the ketchup? I was kidding. But no, I just remember that, so that's how strong you truly are. Don't stay in that path.
I'm so happy. I really am.
Just keep thinking positive,
Yeah, no, that's the plan. That's the goal. And I just think that even people around you, you also, like you said, protect your energy. So even people, and I don't want to say like, some people don't do it on purpose. They're stuck in their own mindset, but sometimes you just got to remove and back away,
A lot of people project their negativity about what they think on themselves to other people, and you just can't let that happen. And why don't open that door?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Slam it. Lock it. Yeah. All right. That was a good topic today.
I know.
I enjoyed it. I learned her whole job history.
Y'all know the real me. I'm just kidding. That's my work. When I would say I work hard,
there you go. There you go. Okay.
It's not physical.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for tuning in on Chillin.
And Chismeando.
I'm YAYA.
And I'm B.
See ya.
That was good. Yeah, that was good. I liked it.